We just watched season 2, episode 18 of Gilmore Girls. And I watched it for the 1152nd time. And this is Carrie's first time.
This is my first time. I've never seen the show. And we got thoughts on episode 18 over here.
I spent the last line of this episode is echoes in my head. And I love that I see it there. So let's begin. The first thing we have to do is tell Carrie what the title is.
What is the title of this episode?
Back in the saddle again.
What does that even mean?
Actually, you know what? I made it a point to know what that means. And now, even though we just watched the episode, I have no idea what that means.
Okay. It's like they ran out of ideas and just chose a random phrase.
Michelle's mom. Actually, I have no idea.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I guess it's about Richard. Just quickly, though, I'd like to remind people to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening or watching us. We love subscribers. It makes us like you more. How about that?
Somehow. I don't know how, but yeah. Yeah, thanks for your subscriptions.
I would have called this episode Richard Goes to High School.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it. I vote for you so far. Okay,
or Dean's Disgrace.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
Dean. Oh, did you just feel for Dean this
episode? Poor Dean. I've been there. It's the worst.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's so
bad while everyone is just pretending that it's just how it is and how it was.
Yep.
What are you talking about? Oh my goodness.
What would you have called the episode?
I have Tricked Out First Aid Kits.
Nice.
I have Dean Called Again. And Giselle My Belle as a fun little.
That was Michel's mother's name, Mazielle's name? Okay, they don't speak French to each other. No, they don't.
No.
They speak extremely French accented at each other. They do not switch to French unless it's French that we can understand, like au revoir.
Yeah. I mean, as a person who speaks a different language with their mother, I only switched now to Hebrew. And I think it's because she's been away for 20 years. And it's like, and she's done trying. So I'm like, okay, it's my turn to speak the language that I'm not as familiar with. But usually it's her speaking Hebrew and me speaking English. And I think that's a lot of, like, it wouldn't surprise me if Michel's mother spoke French and he spoke English back to her. But you're right. Just speaking to each other in not your native language.
Especially when it's just the two of them. It's just, it's anyway, that's obviously my little.
That's for us.
I know it's obviously for us, the viewer, but I always notice that in shows. This is not the first show to do that. Certainly every show does that where I'm like, wouldn't they? Like there's, what was it in Lord of the Rings? Like I was like, they should be speaking Elvish. Like they're alone together. Why are they speaking English? And then my friend who I was seeing it with, they were like, they are speaking Elvish. It's just that you didn't notice because you speak Elvish now.
Oh my God.
Because this movie's been that long that we've learned Elvish by now.
Oh, that's so cute.
All right. So
but also, I don't know. I think that Americans love hearing French snooty accents, throwing attitude and bigness and I cannot even have the biggest, most amazing. And I think we just love the exaggerated foreigner. And
this show lets us lean into that stereotype, guilt-free. Speak your like Frenchy French at us, and it's okay.
Yeah. So you're right. Okay. So
all right.
We didn't even start. Okay.
I know. We start off at dinner and a couple things. I mean, this was a really weird opener, by the way. We start off at dinner. We are waiting for Richard before we are allowed to eat. And we learn that it is because he is working on a new car.
Yeah. This whole scene, yes, as absurd as it is, but it really sets us up to how much Richard is just doing his own thing and completely dismissing what he had promised Emily at the start of their marriage. And I think these are like the transitions that are really, really difficult. And when people start arguing and fighting, and when people start thinking like, oh my God, I can't just be myself for 5 minutes. I have to. And it's like, well, you used to like that I had dinner on the table at 7 p.m.
Right.
So,
right. And now he's like, start without me.
yeah.
And right. But also, this is the first we've heard of Richard having an interest in cars, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess. Yeah. I never picked it up.
Yeah. But
in 35
I guess it's
years,
to illustrate that he has new hobbies and he's like trying to occupy his time.
Which is completely reasonable. And she,
totally.
when he was up her butt, she was like, oh my God, get a hobby. Now that he has a hobby, he's doing it wrong. I
right.
think,
exactly. Right.
Yeah. Right. And I tend to see both sides, and I understand now a little bit more of the male perspective when you go like, oh, I can't win. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't win? Like, she's giving you completely, like, she's giving you her life. She's giving you this world that you wanted, that you asked for. But now I see also, yes, that exists, but also you are down his throat about one way and the other. And it's like, you both need a timeout or something to like rediscover yourselves in this new place that is inevitable. Eventually, he has to retire.
Well, she didn't like it when he was home, and now she doesn't like it that he's gone. I mean,
exactly.
And she didn't want him to quit in the first place, and blah blah blah. Yeah, right. It's true. Yeah, yeah, she's being weird. And then
the funniest thing is to say like, why don't you do the thing that I want you to do so that we can enjoy a nice family dinner? And to say that in such a tight lip.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Let's just enjoy ourselves.
Everyone sit and enjoy yourself. Yes. This will be lovely. I know the tightening on how exactly we have to enjoy ourselves. We can't do it organically.
We enjoy ourselves.
Right. Start enjoying yourself now. Yes. I like to be told to enjoy myself immediately under duress.
Also, what do you think about the waiting for people to eat? Because I love the concept, but I hate cold food.
Yeah, I think it depends on the food. If you can have room temperature food, it's fine. I mean, we were told to wait until everyone was there within reason. I mean, within reason. Come on. It wouldn't be like,
yeah.
And if Richard walked in and he was like, oh my goodness, you've been waiting for me. Start without me. Please, please start without me. We would.
Right. Yeah.
It's not like, no.
But I have turned a lot to boyfriend. It's like, okay, your food is taking longer and I can't anymore. You want me to eat. Trust me. This is a sugar low thing. And whether it's in my head or not, it's going into my mouth. So,
oh yeah. I don't like cold eggs ever.
Yeah.
So if I've ordered brunch and mine comes with a nice hot egg and whoever I'm with, I'm like, I'm so rude. I'm going to start because I really don't like cold eggs. So
okay, so reasonably polite, reasonably.
I mean, I'll apologize for it, but I'm going to eat my eggs.
Yeah, well, I love Lorelai rushing Richard. She goes, "No excessive posing in the shower."
Yes, change on your way up the stairs. Ew. All right, but then the show opens, and when we are finally. We get to the diner and we find out that Luke has a new special up on the board. And this scene, and I wrote down that this is to let us know that Rory knows what Jess's handwriting looks like.
And which also, I enjoyed the shift of Lorelai going like, look at me, I know Luke so well. And she says it kindly about his handwriting and stuff like that. And then she finds out it's Jess and she goes tight-lipped a little also.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, how do you know what his handwriting looks like? I'm totally cool with this.
Yep.
I'm the cool mom.
And they're writing in margins of each other's books. And Rory's trying to play it off. And this represents to us that there is a level of intimacy between Jess and Rory because they know each other's handwritings.
But it's reasonable intimacy. Again, like, I get that, like, we see it. It's so clear. But can't we remember when we weren't sure if we saw it in ourselves? And
of course. Yeah, totally.
And so, like, I think Lorelai, once again, I'm going to tell her, can you stay out of it? Can you but that's later.
I don't think she's really in it. Yeah. Later she gets in it. But right now she's like, interesting. Yeah. Then she messes with Luke at his place of work during a busy morning rush hour, which I hate.
Which I hate also. But did you see his smirk of enjoyment when he walked away? I would not enjoy that. Can you not? But he enjoys it. So who am I? Who am I?
Yeah. And then Dean comes in and it's a little awkward for some reason.
That made
And
sense to me because Rory's like, you're here because he's appearing out of. It's like, I'll see you tonight. Why can't I? Yes, of course you can sit with us. Listen, the thrill is gone. That's it. There's no other explanation.
yeah,
Like nothing's wrong. The thrill is gone. He's still a great guy. You're still, like you still think he's nice. Everyone's still their person, but like it's done. I don't know. It happens.
yeah,
It's
it
unfortunate
does.
because he really is a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Washing her car.
Yeah, the car he made for her. Oh.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure she wants to keep liking him.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, people change, people move on. It's terrible. It's painful.
Yeah.
But can we get to Chilton? You know, I love the Chilton episodes. So we're at Chilton and we find out first of all, we find out that Brad is back.
I couldn't wait to see your face.
Because of viewers like me, I am positive where I was like, oh, we need a Brad spinoff for sure. Like, I want to go to therapy with Brad and see how he talks about Paris in his own personal journey. So I put that into the universe. Anyone who's a Brad fan, you're welcome. That was me. But
You're his rabbi.
I'm his rabbi, effectively.
He said, my psychiatrist convinced my parents that I should face my fears instead of running away from them. And my rabbi agreed. So here I am. And his fears, by the way, are Paris, Paris, and Paris.
Yep.
And his response to her is so good. You're right. A Paris and Brad spinoff.
I mean, yeah, the Paris and Brad star-crossed roommates show, maybe. Yes. I don't know, where we go with each of them to therapy. I don't know. I love it. But Brad's back. I was so distracted by that. I almost missed like what the plot is talking about. Anyway, there's a school project where they get $1 million budget to create a consumer product geared to teens. A good project, actually. It'd be interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I love their $1 million budget. I love that they're doing exactly why you pay for a school like Chilton, which is introduce you to their parent so that now you have a connection with your $1 million budget and your great idea. Paris can absolutely call Richard at any time now and go, remember me, how much you love me? Can you speak to Bob over at this job that I want to get?
Can you get me that internship in the Wall Street firm that I need? Yeah, no, totally.
Yep.
This
Money
is why.
well spent. Boom.
Yeah. You're making connections. I mean, that's why people go to Harvard at all, like to make the connections for the rest of your life. Yeah. So I know. And it's brilliant. And all of their parents to be the business advisor are not available. And they convince Rory that Lorelai is the choice. Did you for a second imagine what that would have been like?
But the thing is she can give them real world advice about running a business, but he can give them the snobbery that they need to get into the world that they want to get into.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Yes. I think he is definitely the better choice for this project because Lorelai wouldn't take it seriously. She would
take it serious. Oh, but you're right. She would crack jokes.
She would crack jokes.
Yeah.
And she has to also do her full-time job, which conveniently she doesn't have for whatever episodes we don't need her at the end. But theoretically, she works like a full-time, 40 hours a week, except when she doesn't. I don't know. But
this episode also showed me how little involvement parents want to have with.
Yeah.
I'm not judging. And I know that parents probably do want to be in that room, but they really are busy but he's like rolling his eyes at Madeline and Louise's idea. And maybe they are dumb, but wouldn't you just be like, this is great. Look at them thinking.
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
Isn't that like,
I think that would be great. Did you have the Invention convention at your school?
Not that I'm aware of.
We did the Invention convention when I was in like 4th grade. And every kid comes up.
What did you invent? What did little Carrie invent? Please.
I invented something which eventually did get marketed and made. Again, your welcome society. But we had just bought at a rummage sale a waffle maker, like a waffle iron. And this was a new thing in our household. And I thought it was just magical. You could make a waffle at home. Like I'm still not over it. It was amazing. So I came up with the idea that who has time to pour maple syrup on top of your waffle? Why don't you just bake it in the batter? So a maple syrup flavored waffle. And I would make these things up. And my mother loved that I was stickying up. I mean, it made a mess. I mean, it just made a disastrous mess. But I would make these things and bring it into the invention convention.
Oh my God.
And eventually, yes, but I mean, people like pouring syrup on their waffle is the problem. Like the syrup pour is like a distinct pleasure.
You're right. I never really thought of that.
So like it didn't take off. But there is a company that makes flavored waffles and one of them is maple syrup flavored. So that was mine. I invented it.
Obviously.
Yeah. You're welcome, society.
Cute. I love how encouraging your mom was of this. Like, I think a lot of people would be like, get away from my kitchen. Oh, is that just my mom?
And she was like, oh, please use up the expensive maple syrup. Because I think she was a hippie enough to get actual maple syrup and not like.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. Because I remember that bottle and that was, so she was like, oh, please pour more of that into the garbage.
For your experiment.
For my invention.
For science.
For science. Yes, exactly. It's not a bad idea for a fourth grader. Come on.
I think it's great.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I
expected it to be fun and awesome, and it was.
Thank you.
Yes. I have expectations of little Carrie based on bigger old this Carrie.
That's right. Old Carrie? Is that where you were going with that?
No.
You mean like mature? Don't use the word mature. So we finally cut to Sookie. Can we get...
boy. I do not like what they did to Sookie in this episode.
I know.
Who is she?
They made her a shrill psycho. It's
And she's such a good actor that she goes in and out of this person, like of the multiple personalities that are all exaggerated and ditzy and completely like, and she's still a brilliant, she only can chef. Everything else.
Yeah, but if you distract her with something, she'll fling the meringue literally into the air. Like, oh my God. So that's a waste of egg whites and labor.
You know what she is? The chef from the Muppets.
She's the Swedish chef. Exactly. Yep. She's exactly the Swedish chef. No offense to Swedes. We love our Swedish chef, though. He's great.
Yeah. Wow. We used to fling around like foreign stuff like, and you're the Swedish chef.
And like, that was the first, like a lot of kids, that was my first impression of Sweden. Because I was like 3. So to this day, like if I meet a Swedish person, I'm like, the Swedish chef. He was one of the only Muppets that had articulated fingers. If you watch. Ask your Muppet fans.
You didn't know you'd learn that today, folks.
Yep.
All right. Well, but yeah, so she turns into the Muppet version of herself and also is mean.
Yeah, I wrote Sookie freaks out over wedding invite mistake.
How dare you do this to me? You're ruining my wedding. It's the most important day of my life. I cannot with the it's the most important day of my life thing.
Nope.
That was a regular thing that came out of people's mouths. So whatever you think is happening right now is an improvement from that.
Yeah.
That's where we were. That's it. It's the most important thing.
Yep.
I have to do it. I need to get married. It's the most important day of my life.
My most important day of my life. I think the most important day of my life was the day I got an iPhone. I'm just kidding. I have no idea what it was.
What the hell is the most important day? How could you possibly qualify that? You know, people with kids are forced to be like the day you were born, but that probably hurt.
Yeah. Or it either hurt or you were so drugged up you don't remember it.
Yeah, but yeah, sure, it is the best. It's the
and then what if you have multiple kids? You can't have 3. You can't have 3 favorite personal best days.
No, how could you? You're just human.
Most important day.
Oh my God, the pressure.
I know.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, and Lorelai does warn her. It's better to be nice in this situation than to freak out. But no, Susie freaks out. I mean, just change your name at that point. What's the difference?
No, you don't. That's.
I'm just kidding.
I feel like that's too bad because that the thing that you actually can't let go. Like, I can't actually send not my name.
Yes.
So that sucks. But I do like her response to it later when she's like, I'm getting married May 15th, I think it was, 4 p.m. Pass it on. I'm like, there you go. Don't act like you don't live in Stars Hollow and that's not going to work.
Exactly.
I don't know why you bought those invitations. Is Uncle Murray coming from out of town? Yeah.
I mean, no, because everyone lives in Stars Hollow. Anyone who,
they'll get there.
I mean, Lorelai planned a wedding and didn't send invites.
Or was she looking at invites? No, she was looking at invites, but it was like a week before or something.
Yeah, it was a week before.
With a stupid quote on it.
Yes, that's right.
Sense.
That it was like, darkness is the pit of our souls, as like the wedding quote. Whatever.
Much. Yeah, don't try too hard. A party's a party. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. So judgy today. Yeah. So Grandpa, right? Where are we at?
Yeah. So then Rory asks Grandpa, who is working on a car.
He says she's a bit obstinate of the car. And Rory says girls can get that way, which now would have people clutch their pearls. Because I am clutching my, like, you shut up. Shut up.
Right. Yeah. Boys are never temperamental.
No.
Yeah. Boys are never moody.
No, they punch a wall so that they don't have to be moody.
That's right. That's not a mood.
No, that's a release. That is composure.
That's the proper management of emotions, right?
Yeah.
So you'd be like, oh, your car is temperamental? That's because it's a girl. Yeah. Oh.
But did he punch you? No, he punched the wall. What is your problem?
Yeah, it's fine.
Anyway, so yeah, Richard decides that he's too busy for this. Now, the thing is like no one wants to do this, the kids' school project, apparently. The only person who would actually want to do it is Emily. And that's just not, she's not a business person. She's not even in the workforce. So
I think Emily would be great at it too, though.
Yeah, the business of house, like for
basic,
real.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. And the way she jumped into wedding planning a couple of episodes ago, or was that last episode? But like, yeah, she jumped into like planning and execution. I think that would, I think she'd be great at this assignment, but this isn't the Emily episode, so we don't get to see it.
Emily just offers cookies.
Which I was like, take the cookies. Like, I don't turn down cookies. Someone's
Emily
like,
turns so warm around Rory. Sometimes she's like,
yeah,
cookies, would you like cookies?
I want cookies.
Oh my God. You know, and she's almost a grown adult, but like, who doesn't want someone to be like, would you like cookies? Oh, all right. Yeah. Like just all warm and sweet and motherly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want cookies all the time.
And fatherly, now that I think about it. But it didn't used to be and fatherly. Could we just say?
No, Dad wouldn't offer you cookies. Are you crazy?
Not in sweet warmth. He'd be like, yeah, go ahead and have another cookie. See what it does.
Eat a cookie and then he'd punch the wall to put a cookie in the hole in the wall.
Yeah, why don't you have one more of my cookies? Enjoy it. No, I didn't want any cookies. No, that's all you.
Right. But in the end, Emily convinces Richard that he should do it because he doesn't have, she basically says like, you don't have anything, you don't have anything better to do, basically.
But she also said, I never thought I'd see the day Richard Gilmore would disappoint his granddaughter like this.
Yeah. Ouch.
Where, like, I think she's right. I think she's like, hey, remember society, the place that we want to live in? Like, hey, remember your position in the life that we set for each other includes you being there for this granddaughter and not pretending like you're busy with a car as if it's 40, 50 hour a week job.
Right.
I don't know. Or let me know our new agreement because this ain't it.
Right. Part of retiring is getting to be able to do stuff like this. So like you've lost the plot, basically. Like this is what we're doing now. Yeah.
So who's right? Because the plot did change.
Yeah. I mean, I think that Richard should be as lazy or not as he wants. I mean, I think he's right. I mean, I could see both their sides, but like, also,
you know what? I think he's more right. Actually, now that you think about it, you said he should be as lazy. He is trying on this new life. And
Yes.
she's not giving him the time or the grace to indulge in his experiment, to say, I'm busy with a car. And she has to, unfortunately or fortunately, shift with him, because it's not that. It is a big shift for an Emily Gilmore, but compared to like what that shift would look like without the finances that you guys have, is, I don't know. Go to a spa for a month. Adjust yourself for a minute.
Yeah.
For better, for worse. Let's go. This is the worst.
Yeah, it could be a lot worse. You could pick up a lot stupider hobbies than like fixing up cars, honestly. Yeah. I mean, he didn't take up like making methamphetamine in the basement a la Breaking Bad.
But he took up disruption in her life.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But she's like, so you should do it. And I'm like, Emily's got to push, got to be nosy body, got to push. Ugh, whatever.
Well, parents have like individual, like you're born and they start writing your story. And then when you're not going by the script, they really freak out. That adjustment does not happen easily, it seems. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Let me know. This is what I'm seeing. It's a tough script to change. But like, how could you write a script that far ahead of time?
Yeah.
Good luck. And then Dean is being, by the way, the Lane thing.
Oh my God. Lane is good at sales. And she does not take that well. Why do you think she didn't take that well?
Because she's a creative. Because
but you still have to sell whatever you're creating. True. Every job is sales.
You're right.
So I would love to be good at sales because you can apply that to literally anything.
You're so right. But do you know that as a creative? Did they teach you that as a creative?
Yes. In creative school, there was a lesson that was like, you're nothing if you can't sell it.
Yeah? Because I think they should.
I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
The thing is like, you know, and maybe this has changed also, but like if you were a creative, you're like the loosey goose and like, I don't know about money and blah, blah, blah. And I think now people are combining both sides of the brain because you have to. But it used to be like, you're an artist, and then people who are not artists do the thing that allow you to be an artist. Now you have to have like your page and you make all the music and you but no.
Back in the day, if you were say you're an artist, right? What makes you an artist?
You're arting.
Right. But do you want anyone to ever see or experience your art?
Yeah.
Then you have to sell it to them. You have to make them want to come.
Sucks.
That's what I'm saying. So if you have two equally good comedians, equally good, they get the same laughs per minute, they're equally as funny, but one of them is good at sales and the other one is bad at sales, which one of them is going to make it?
For 100%.
Just saying, being good at sales is not an insult. It is a leg up to literally anything else you want to do.
And then she said things like, and because as Devo says, if a problem comes along, you must whip it as long as you whip it with a whip-o-matic. Sold.
Done. Perfect. Thank you, Lane.
Good.
You're hired at this creative art firm, marketing department. I don't know, whatever. I want to give Lane a job. She would do great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'd give Lane a job. And then Dean. Okay. Dean wants Rory to come to watch him play baseball, which fully understand. But like, if you say you have homework and I'll see you tonight, that's not the worst.
Yes. I thought he sounded really like a whiny little bitch in this scene. Come watch my baseball game. And she just wants to watch it. She's like, I have homework. And he's like, do it at the game.
Yeah.
Ew, dude, you sound sad. Like that was a little.
So I'm going to be distracted while doing my homework, but I'm also going to be distracted while watching you. No, the answer is I have a best friend to hang out with. I have my homework to do. I have a boyfriend. I have my mother. Like she is now we're seeing her be a little bit more diverse with her time.
Yes.
Before it was all Dean and Lane was like, hi, remember me? Now she's like listening to CDs with her best friend.
And she's going to be more intentional with her time. Exactly. But he's like, you can. So he wanted her to do her homework badly and watch his game, but he wanted her to do two things half-assed.
Exactly.
Just so he could say, my girlfriend is at my game watching me.
Yeah. Mom, are you watching? Mom, I'm going to do a jump. Can you
watch me now. Watch me now. So I felt really
again. I've been the needy chick. Sure.
Oh no, I get it. It's just it is embarrassing for Dean in hindsight, you know.
But I missed this. She was doing philosophy homework, and I actually read this on Reddit. He says you can't glance up in between nihilistic theories, and she goes, "I can, but what's the point?"
I get it, because what's the point is nihilism. Very smart. Good wordplay. Good wordplay. I like it.
Wanted to make sure everyone caught it.
That's smart. Okay.
Yeah. And then we're gonna meet Michel's mom.
We finally meet Michel's mom. And did you notice that Michel and his mom are basically Rory and Lorelai?
You know, I didn't, and you said it while we were watching it. I'm like, how did I miss that? And how is Lorelai so annoyed and befuddled by this, and hating it and being jealous because she doesn't have it, you know, when she sees her mother, but her own daughter gets to have it.
That's right. That's right.
And she hates it so much. And when she makes it explode, she's happy about it. So interesting that the Gilmores are reacting in similar way. Emily, Lorelai.
That's right.
Now, this is a man and his mom. It's very, very flirty, but like, you know, that's American flirty. Maybe it's not, I don't know who to be that way with.
Yeah, it was a hysterical mommy-son relationship. It was like ABFAB, you know, like
yes.
it's just like two drag queens, like going over the top, greeting each other. Such a performance, so much over the top for how people actually hang out with each. I don't know.
But it looks so fun.
It looks very fun.
Why not call each other names? So he calls her Zilly, wicked creature, materialistic vulture, lazy, silly woman, cool and vicious boy.
Yes.
What? I love it. I couldn't do that like 100% of the time. It takes a lot of energy, but I'm not as fun. I don't know how to be fun like that for too long or for at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But
it's fun.
It is fun. I do that occasionally when I squeal when I haven't seen a friend that for a long time, but I don't have, 900 hilarious nicknames in the bag just waiting.
Right.
I don't know.
It's way more creative than I would be able to do. Like, I would just I just say things like, shut up. Oh my God, you're the worst. Meaning I love you.
Right. That's right.
Maybe we do the New York version.
I once scolded my mom and said something, sit down, young lady. And she went, young. And I was like, well, yeah. Not compared to me, but compared to the world. Yeah. And then we had to, I don't know. Yeah. So I did call my mom a young lady once.
Compared to Jesus.
Compared to Jesus, you're young, Mom. That's good.
We're all very young.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I like Michel's mom. I think she brings an element of Michel that we all suspect he's a lot more fun than he's letting out at work. So that let the actor like really go for it, for like being funzy and like just ridiculous over the top. So I liked it. I love fun Michel.
Yeah. And he seems so happy. I thought it was weird that they chose to make it fake as every other thing. Like, and we'll get into it later, but I thought it was weird that I thought they were genuinely like this and are cool with each other. I didn't know that this was certain.
I know when we find out later that it's largely a veneer. But again, they weren't speaking French to each other. I know we mentioned it at the top, right. And I just noticed that in sitcoms all the time that they're not speaking their native tongue, even when it's just the two of them speaking alone.
Well, because otherwise we're going to have to read this.
Nobody likes subtitles. It's true. Nobody likes it.
Because I don't read that fast. And by the time I read the subtitles, I didn't see the reaction on their face. I didn't watch the scene.
I know that you are why we don't have.
Sorry. And I actually really appreciate dubbing, although that drives other people crazy. But I think people do such a good job at dubbing now. It's not like those old karate movies. It's like done really well, and I appreciate it because then I could watch the faces of the people
Right.
while it's happening.
I find it unbelievably distracting. I'd rather read it.
Most people do, yeah. I
Yeah.
think people don't like dubbing. Thank you so much. That's my version.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now, what did you think of the tricked out first aid kit?
I just wanted to mention that the other product pitches from the Chilton girls, lipstick LoJack, I think is a great idea. And some of these we have now. Like, we have AirTags.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
If losing your lipstick is that big of a problem, you can literally put an AirTag on it right now.
And some people's lipstick costs like $60 or something.
Yeah. Sometimes lipstick costs as much as a car. So you should put an AirTag on it so you don't lose it. So I thought that was great. The locker robot, I'm not really sure what that is, but
that's basically Siri. She says it talks, tells you facts, helps you with your homework. The only thing it doesn't do, Siri, is carry your stuff. But we're this close.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we just need Siri on top of a Roomba that follows you around and we're done. Done. Nobody steal my idea. That's my idea. I'm going to mail it to myself. Nobody steal my idea. So I thought the tricked out first aid kit was like an okay idea, I guess. Mm-hmm. It's not something I would have purchased, but I could see it becoming one of those things that everybody had one of, and you could customize it to you. And like, I could see this catching on as a trend, but when we get to, sorry, go ahead.
I think as soon as the high schoolers like it, they'll finish liking it pretty quickly, but then it might trickle down to like junior high or even, elementary school. Right. Because it's more lunchboxy. It's like, eventually high school kids don't care that it's leopard print. They understand that they're just carrying Band-Aids in yet another purse that's not whatever brand name. I don't know. Right. I could see it lasting a season.
I could see it lasting a season, yes. I thought the prototype was too big. Mm-hmm, right. When they were talking about it originally, I pictured something much smaller, like flatter, like the size of a sack lunch or something, or like the size of like the size of a sandwich, right? Not the size of the size of a lunchbox, like bigger than a lunchbox even. But I like the idea that like if you can put like menstrual supplies in there and you don't have to broadcast, like you could personalize it to what you're doing. Like if you take shop class, you're going to need more Band-Aids. If you take football, you're going to need more ice packs. Like you could like mix and match and they would all be matchy to the pattern on the outside.
Right.
It's sort of fun idea. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, here's everything about the product. The RX 2002, 12 style options, waterproof, fireproof, and comes with a 5-year warranty, which is hilarious because high school is usually 4 years. There's the deluxe model, the snap-in CD case, the lighted vanity mirror, divided compartments for makeup and knickknacks, picture frame. I don't understand that one, but I guess. Because then I get it because we didn't have phones with all the pictures on it. Hidden mini vault, LOL. For valuables, which could be locked safely. I mean, it sounds cute.
Yeah. I would, if I had that, I would want to test the fireproofness of it immediately. How is that fireproof?
I like that.
How much is this retailing for? They didn't talk about how much it retails for. Right. Could an average high school student afford this?
Can I come to your fireproof proving party?
Yes, please do. I'm going to buy all the fireproof stuff and test it.
You should have everybody bring a different fire. Okay, we're going into a very bad place. Okay.
We're scientists. We just want to test all the stuff.
We're scientists. Yes.
That's where I go with that. Let's see. Build robot. So I don't know. I don't think this is the best idea, but it's kind of cute. And I like that, of course, Paris made a pitch deck already. With like graphs, like as people are flipping the pages, you can see little graphs in there and stuff. I love it.
It's really impressive. And Paris talks about high school kids like she's 74 years old. She's like, the sock hops and the whatnots. And then Muffin is passing by hunky football player. And I'm like, what? How old are you? Hunky football player?
Yeah.
But she's wouldn't you want her on your team?
Totally.
3-year projections or whatever, 3-month projections.
Yeah.
She did the
great.
whole thing. And then that's when Richard gets into it. Do you have any dinner plans? Because we're going to be here for a while.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And also, nobody ever has any dinner plans. Everyone's free to do anything at any moment on this show. It's amazing.
Well, if it has to do with schmoozing and you're connecting with
that's right.
Potential, yeah.
Yep.
That's also, all of these people's parents are so neglectful. They could not come home for days and their parents won't realize.
They wouldn't notice. Yeah. The excuses everyone's parents, that all the kids gave for their parents not being able to be the advisor, were hilarious.
Yeah. It's basically like, no, they're not here. Like, they're not just not available.
Yeah. They're in Hong Kong.
Court, like in court as the defendant. Ooh. All right. And then there's kids' names with Chip and Chad and Brad. It's just funny.
I love Brad. Yeah. Chip, Chad, and Brad. Yeah. That's our kids' names.
And then we feel bad for Dean in every scene.
This episode was really laying it on thick with how much of a loser Dean is and how much his girlfriend doesn't like him anymore, very clearly to us. But he keeps calling, and then the voicemails are so cringy. The answering machine messages that he left every 15 minutes, he's calling and leaving a new message. It's so sad, dude. It's like that scene in Swingers.
You know what? You would hear a lot of hangups and probably know it was me, but I would not
keep leaving, right?
Although, what more do you want from a boyfriend? He's transparent. He doesn't mind saying, I can't wait to talk to you. I'm washing your car while you're not here. Like, I
know. I mean, that's dreamy unless you don't want it, right?
Yeah.
It's dreamy until it's annoying. It's terrible. Being a teenager is the frickin' worst. It is the frickin' worst.
This happens to grown adults.
I know. I'm saying that, like, this is, but you're supposed to get this stuff out of the way as a teenager, you know? Because it's like, it's awful.
But as an adult, somebody might lose interest in you, or you might lose interest.
I've had it happen. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Because you feel it. I feel for Dean for that exact reason.
Right. No one has to tell him anything. Vibes. I'm telling you.
The vibe is off. The vibe is off, even if you can't put words to it. He's like, I feel like you don't like me. And she's like, what do you mean? You know, it's terrible.
Yeah. But Lorelai saying to Rory, relationships are hard. Give it a chance. Write it out. Things will calm down. Shh.
Yeah.
I don't even think you should say that much.
Yeah.
No.
I don't even know what she's talking about.
Break up with him. Who cares?
What's gonna be written out? Write it out. Write what out? What
this feeling of you not, like, needing a break, needing distance, this feeling of you not being connected to Dean, it'll pass and you'll be in love again.
Oh, wow.
Like, you're just asking her to stay in a cycle because there's
not good advice.
But like, there is no advice here. Breaking up is bad advice. Writing it out is bad advice. Just shush. She's about to do what's gonna happen. That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You don't have to tell her what to do, because guess what? You don't know either. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's hard to say because I know that's your mother, but whatever. Anyway, I called that segment Dean Called Again. Poor guy. Oh, but
yeah. Painful.
Yes. Meanwhile, I want to talk about our friends, our Patreon friends, Gilmore friends of the Patreon version. So here's the thing. There's before and after the show, Carrie and I chat. Some of you might see a different background here. We talked a little bit. Stuff that's like, I know we talk about personal stuff on here, but stuff that's not connected at all. No segues into Gilmore friends. So if you're interested in, like, you know, before we start, we count down, we have false starts.
We don't as many as we used to, though. Remember that first season, those first couple of episodes would be like, all right, you start. No, I start. You start.
God. And then
if you want an explanation, here's my teaser. If you want an explanation about the change of background for Hemda, you got to listen to the Patreon because we go over it. Otherwise, you're not getting an explanation. Boom.
There's other perks, and you get the episode a little bit earlier than everyone else. And take a look. It's on Patreon. We're under Gilmore Friends, and you can always find anything you're looking for at gilmorefriends.com. So thank you so much. And let's go to the first board meeting, yes, of
this is the one that takes place in the house, right?
Yes,
the household.
The Style Aid Corporation.
Oh my God. It's over the top. And Paris is already there and didn't tell anyone. So they were waiting somewhere for Paris to show up. Meanwhile, she and Richard were having, this planning meeting before everyone even got there. There's like a full whiteboard, Style Aid. I wrote down in my notes too big, but I want one for some reason. Like I wanted to play with one. I like anything with little dividey sections. I like anything with a little secret compartment.
Yes.
I'm all over it. I would love,
too.
I love a secret compartment. I love something you can, put little sections. I just said that. I'm repeating myself. But
I do love the lighted mirror idea. Because in the middle of the day, you just want to see what your hair is doing. Like you said, the divided compartments get me all. I used to get purses, and these were, $5-10 purses. It's not a lot, but like they would have dividers. And in my mind, I was going to utilize those in the best possible way and be the most organized person. This was all in my head. I had perfection paralysis for, I want to say, decades. So like I had to work really hard to not. And it started with stop buying anything, and see what you actually use, which is just bananas. But yeah, the divided compartments would have done it. The picture frame, now that I think about it, people put up locker room pictures.
That's right.
So
exactly.
It's kind of like the MySpace thing of like, who's going to make your picture frame? Who's going to make your picture
right? Your boyfriend
frame?
goes in there, like your lover from like overseas, like your lover's like at war, and you put his picture in your like carry-all like first aid kit. I don't know. It's wild. But I love it. Or put a picture of your mom. Put a picture of your cat.
Your BFF. Oh, your cat. That's right.
Yeah. Everyone likes their cat. Well, everyone should like their cat. But or put a picture of like the house you want. I don't know. I like it. I want one.
Yeah. They thought about it. The geezers that are Richard and Paris have thought about it. Now, I also read in a couple of places that people are calling Paris's interaction with Richard flirty. And I never thought of it that way. I just thought she felt like a comrade, like I'm with you.
They're a little familiar. I would say it looks like they've become very familiar.
Familiar, but I didn't, if it was in the workplace, it wouldn't be inappropriate. It's very Shooter McGavin. It's not tee-hee. Like no one's tee-heeing. Right. Everyone's like, that's a brilliant sir.
Right. They have a lot of like mutual respect, but I don't think it hurts that she's like an attractive young lady. That doesn't hurt.
Yes, but he didn't respond to her like that.
No,
he responded
I don't think
to
so.
Her brain. I thought he was very appropriate. And
yes.
I kind of was offended by people think that that's flirty.
No, I don't think it's flirty. I think it's
because if it was a young man, a 17-year-old male, I think it would just be like, oh, he got chummy with his mentor.
Right. It would be Tristan, right? The Tristan type would be like, absolutely, sir. And like
brilliant again, sir. And it's
right, exactly. And it would have been the same thing. Yeah. But what old man doesn't want like a young woman to respect him and like, it's as flirty as he is with Rory is my point. Like, he's just like a kindly old man. I don't think there's anything nefarious about it.
And that's not flirty. So I resent the usage of that word for what's happening between Richard and
all right,
Paris.
Fair enough.
Thank you. Let the record show.
Let the record show
that we mentioned Jane Magazine again in this episode. And we mentioned it so much that I did look it up. They did not have a sponsorship with Jane. I think they were just doing the cultural.
It was just references. Of the era. I love it. I love it. Jane was a big thing, the late 90s, early aughts. That's Jane. So funny that they didn't. Someone knew her. Someone must have on the I don't know. She had a friend somewhere in the writing room.
I think we're just seeing how much Jane affected Amy Sherman Palladino and people our age.
Yeah, like, a generation of young women read Jane. Yeah.
I mean, they also mentioned Teen, Young Miss, 17 Spin, Rolling Stone, and Jane was the last one. Richard was the one who mentioned Jane.
Yes, and they were like, "How do you know about Jane?" He was like, "Shut up."
Well, what did he look at when he found out he was in autumn? That wasn't Jane, right? That was like 17 or something.
I forget.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Anyway, good first board meeting. Emily interrupts saying, does anyone need more food? But what's interesting about that, no food on the table.
I had a feeling that the food was on a giant sideboard just out of frame. There was an enormous spread of like every kind of fruit and cheese just out of frame. So when she was like, is the food okay? He's like, the food is fine, because some maid had set up the giant like grazing table of food.
I can go with that. I can absolutely go with that.
That's exactly what happened. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
So the meeting goes well, and we get back to Stars Hollow, and Dean is
washing Rory's car.
So sad.
Dean,
pull it together.
The car that he made for her.
Mm-hmm.
The car that was supposed to bring her to him faster after school.
Yeah.
The car that she was supposed to fall in love with and want to marry him over. And she's at school. I mean, listen, she's not doing anything crazy. We also haven't even seen her hanging out with Jess, which doesn't mean it doesn't happen.
Jess was not in this episode, except mentioned by name by his handwriting, but he did not pop up in this episode.
Isn't that funny? Like, he was all over this episode and the feelings in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
But not once did we see Milo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I don't appreciate Lorelai saying put the squirty thing down when there are a bunch of suds on Rory's car.
Yes.
Let the boy rinse it.
Yeah, rinse the car real quick and come inside.
Or you know what? If food could be out of frame, then Lorelai could have finished squirting the car after she left. But I doubt it. She doesn't do things like that.
Yep.
And now you ruined her car.
Right. You have a weird bubble soapy mess on the car
drying on there.
Right. So Rory's going to get home and be like, what the hell is on my car?
I don't know. I certainly didn't have a inappropriate, no need for mind your own business chat with your boyfriend.
Yeah. A heart to heart with your boyfriend that nobody asked for. Oh my God.
Let them break up or not. Let him be relentless to her. Why do you want him learning how to manipulate someone into hoping that he likes her back? Just let the relationship die.
Yeah.
Or not. Who gives it? Leave him alone.
But he didn't ask her for advice. Like, I think if he had asked, that would be one thing. But she goes out of her way to give unsolicited advice to a teenager.
Also, even if he asked, do less advice, more going, well, what do you think about it?
Yes, talk it out.
Just
right.
Help him self-reflect and reason with himself, but do not give him the information. He has the information.
Yep.
We all have the information.
Socratic method. You got to Socratic method it. Make him come to the conclusions on his own.
For the record, we were not all this emotionally intelligent. If you caught me at Lorelai's age at that time, I would not be minding my own business. I would absolutely think that my advice is genius. Like, I was not as cool as I'm asking Lorelai to be. Absolutely not. And we thought that this was the warm mom, the mom that like is helping out. We did not judge it this harsh because we were not as intelligent emotionally as we are now. So I think that this is, in hindsight, we understand ourselves and each other and how to reflect better. So we are giving it to Lorelai pretty heavily again, the time. But for those moving forward, let's not continue that cycle.
I agree.
Thank you. Okay. Would you like to go to the inn?
I would like to go to the inn because you know who's there?
Giselle, my belle.
Giselle. We get more of, I wrote down for the other scene, Lorelai, shut up. And then the next thing I wrote was, Michel is mad. He's raging
so I couldn't wait to hear your response on this. So when she was telling, when Lorelai was telling, what's his face, of Michel's mom about the carbs, you said shut up, because I wasn't sure if you would be like, hey, that's just regular information. And Okay,
no,
please.
I don't think you need to offer that information. I think you could say something way more neutral. That's very specific, and it's very diet thing, and it's very sensitive. And you know how Michel is sensitive about his diet and his weight and his appearance. And with that in mind, you're like, your son has an eating disorder, to his mom. You're like outing him as having like disordered eating. I think she should shut up.
Do you think that and I agree with you, but do you think it could be an innocent slip up of you see them being so close? Oh, you're just saying this cute thing. We all know he doesn't eat carbs. It's fun that he eats them around you.
No.
Okay.
Too much. I'm so glad you're having fun with visiting.
I appreciate your thought process on that.
Why can't you say something more vague and pleasant and just leave it at that? Why do you have to be like, oh, by the way, your son has a subscription to gay porn? Can't you just say, I'm so happy you guys are getting to connect during your visit? Why do you have to go out of your way to say something that is going to be weird?
I think I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would hope I wouldn't slip up by accident, but yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Terrible. Terrible. Lorelai, learn to shut up.
Right. Because she experienced this when Sookie called her mother and said like, hey, Lorelai's engaged and I want to invite you to the engagement party. And that's how Emily found out that Lorelai was getting married.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how secretive things are. I think she just saw him like Rory and her, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But still, she shields Rory from things. So good on ya.
Yeah, but that apparently her saying that opened the floodgates, and now it's not fun anymore because the conversations have gotten much too deep. You turned her into a mother. I thought that was very funny.
Yeah, he keeps it light subjects, light and fluffy. We talk about clothes and food and Posh Spice and David Beckham, and that's all. Now she wants to know, why did I leave France at 18? Where do I go at night? Who are my friends? Where do they live? Why have I chosen this career? Whoa.
Imagine getting those questions for the first time all at once.
Right?
It'd be very painful. Yeah, you wouldn't want that. That'd be terrible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and he gets to blame Lorelai. It's great.
Yeah, you're right. Not just those questions, but all at once for the first time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I doubt it. I mean, I don't know. I think he's exaggerating, but who knows? Giselle might be crazy. That might be fine.
I could see that opening floodgates for someone who, I don't know, you thought, I think the parent-child scenario is always tricky like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a reason why people stay light with their family is because they don't want to know, because they don't know how to respond to things that they're not pleased with or, again, wasn't in the script.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's certain family members where I stick to very safe topics like food and TV and like weather. It's like, if you talk about anything deeper than that, there's going to be problems. So you just talk about, trees, like movies, TV. That's it. Anything deeper than that, you're like, ugh.
Yeah. Meanwhile, so Richard got, I think, too far into this.
Yeah. Richard embarrasses everybody at the contest at Chilton. I wrote at the business fair.
Something that he would require the people in his family to never make him go through. In fact, Rory said, I wish you wouldn't, when he said, I'm going to talk to Hanlon about this. In my mind, he said Hanlon. I'm actually not sure. But he even, when he first saw the principal and they were like, how's your wife doing? How's your wife doing? We should get together. Men of that age in that culture say, okay, I'll have Biddy give Emily a call.
Yes, exactly.
So they can get together.
Right. They don't do the planning, the social calendar is the wife's business. That's it. That they can't make their own plan, especially if they want to have dinner. If they want to eat, they got to get the wives involved. It's insane. Yeah.
But yeah,
so weird.
first of all, he's like all these other contestants did a terrible job. A lot of wasted cardboard, things like that. Like, stop feeding children that weirdness. But then again, he did say in real life, this is how it would be. And that I believe. In real life, he is like that at work. In real life, Paris is like that. In real life, Paris would thrive over Rory for being that type of like,
right. Yeah. No, Paris is driven and ambitious, and real life does reward you for doing that.
Mm-hmm. Especially the real life that they're about to step into.
That's right. And she's backstabby and relentless and extremely smart. And she will, make a successful whatever she is,
Whatever it is.
Whatever she wants to do, she'll be successful at it. It's true.
If she points herself in a direction, she's getting to that.
Yeah. Or what is it? Abraham Lincoln said, whatever you are, be a good one. Whatever you decide to do, be the best at that thing. Doesn't matter, right. And that's Paris. She'll be great.
Yeah. Yeah, trust her. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I wanted to attend the contest and just see what all the teens came up with. Totally. I just thought that would be a fun thing.
But he was so rude. This contest is a disgrace.
Come on. Yeah.
And yelling. You don't know. Like, he lost his mind. But here's the thing: Emily gets to lose her mind. Richard gets to lose his mind, and everybody has to understand because they are in the top tier, and also because you keep going to them for money. So it's true, money. It's
fine. Yeah, these are the people that keep Chilton running, so it's fine. He can just blame it on scotch. I had too much scotch. What do you want from me? And everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, yeah, exactly." Everyone would be like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea." Yeah.
So yeah, this eventually makes Richard say, "Oh, obviously I am bored and I do like business and I want to go back to work." Now, in that thing of like him announcing he wants to go back to business, maybe maybe he'll consult, maybe he'll be a teacher. Why are Emily and Lorelai like, "Really? You teach?" Yes.
Yeah, I know. Why aren't they a little bit more encouraging?
Or at least like understanding of like, "Oh yeah, you could be a teacher. That's interesting."
That sounds interesting. Tell me more about how you got there, or what your vision of it would be. I know. Everyone's just poo-pooing. Crazy. They're poo-pooing the idea immediately. It's so insulting.
It is.
If I were Richard, I would have burst into tears. You're not helping me follow my dreams. They're so mean.
You're not even like wanting to hear it out.
Yeah.
I'm not even asking for help. I'm just letting you know what I'm about to do. So once again, when he's around with Emily, it's not good. When he finds a hobby, it's not good. When he goes back to work, it's not good. So that's, again, there's a script written, and it's
and
just not going
the
back.
idea of this is a very like outdated vision of therapy. When they mention therapy, Emily is like wrinkles her nose. She's like, "Well, we're not crazy." And like,
she has a list. Would you like to hear the list?
Yes, please. Oh, I'm so glad you have it. I'm so glad you have it. Of course you do. Yay. Yeah. Okay. tell me.
We do not go to psychiatrists. Psychiatrist is for disturbed people, deviants, and people with multiple personalities who see things and hear dogs talking to them and roam the streets talking to themselves and licking parking meters. So specific. So then when Richard said what he wants to do, then Lorelai says, so licking a parking meter is just around the corner.
Because he's going crazy.
It's very odd. And for
it's
Lorelai,
very dismissive. It's so dismissive. It's so messed up. I see a therapist. I don't lick that many parking meters. A lot of parking meters have been replaced by apps. So I don't even see them that much anymore to lick them.
Phone is perfectly reasonable.
And dogs don't even talk to me that much in English. They speak other languages that I don't understand.
Okay, but
it's funny that the people who need therapy the most are the ones that dismiss therapy the most. And the people who seek out therapy are already self-aware enough to know that they need therapy, which ironically makes them, not need therapy as much.
Well, what's funny is that we've turned mental health into a you need to hit some sort of bottom. You need to like really be bad to seek out this. But we need to go to physicals every year. Like we need to do checkups, colonoscopy every this amount of time. Maybe we just do mental health checks. We go to a therapist just to see if we're okay. I don't know. But mental health is a new thing.
I mean, I think you should have to get a mental health test as you take a driving test. You get an eye test. You get a written test and a practical test. And why don't they say, do you want to kill everyone around you all the time? And if you answer yes to that, you don't get to drive a car.
Well, I get really nervous when you say, let's put a test on it like that.
Well, there's an eye test. Why can't there be a test of your heart?
And
of your soul. I think there should be a soul test when you
if there was, then divorces would be different, because the fact that somebody the fact that somebody can hurt your heart, not just your finances and your physical objects, that they can betray the relationship in a way that's not measurable and can't be split when you get a divorce. They should be put in jail for some of the things.
That's right. Yeah.
And they're just not, because you can't measure like that until we find out more about mental health.
That's right.
We can jail you for doing that.
We can jail you for thinking it. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. You go to thought prison. I'm all in favor of thought prison. How did I land on this side of the argument? I have no idea.
We need to keep thinking.
Yeah. New ideas. Yeah, we need better ideas.
Okay. So the rolls in the purse. I can get into that. I just don't, unless you bring a plastic bag with you. I don't know how you keep doing that. You're sticking rolls in your purse. Would you do that? There's no way Carrie Gravenson.
I mean, I wrap it in a napkin. When I steal food, I definitely wrap it in a safe, in a safety vessel, and nothing greasy. I don't think if the roll, they describe the rolls as buttery. I don't think I would put a buttery roll naked into a bag. Ever.
No baked ziti, no buttery rolls.
Yeah. Gross.
Yeah. Also, if you know you're doing that at your mom's house all the time, line your purse.
Yeah, exactly. Or bring extra Ziploc bags. When I stayed in a hostel, and they would have rolls for breakfast and I couldn't afford any food and I would steal a bunch of the rolls, I would at least wrap it in a paper napkin.
Love that.
And these were hard rolls, So I'd wrap it in a paper napkin, put it in my bag, forget about it.
Love it.
Find it later, be like, oh, a roll.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Oh, when you find it, that's fun. Hopefully it's not too late.
I didn't care. Yeah. I was like, oh, free roll. I'm like, God, that was pathetic.
Oh,
that was too bad.
It happens. But now Lorelai thinks that more meddling is going to help anybody named teenager.
Yeah.
Are you sure you don't want to call Dean tonight?
Oh, just really quickly before we get to the Dean discussion, I just wrote down that Richard used an insult that I want to adapt into my own life, which is calling someone a yarn head.
I had to look that up.
What is a yarn head?
It's kind of like, you know how you're a mop, like a mop is a yarn material, and then it like seeps in and you're just kind of a dum-dum.
A yarn head.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm calling someone a yarn head.
Material.
Oh, is it? No, that doesn't have any racial. Now I'm thinking of like other things.
I understand.
Does it have racial roots? God darn it.
No.
I just think yarn head is a hilarious thing to call someone. I really hope it doesn't have any like.
I looked it up. Doesn't seem to associate.
Well, I don't want to be a yarn head. I want to use it properly.
Jesus-y wool type hair. Is that what you're saying?
I have no idea where I mean, I could think of a million ways that could be very problematic, and I'm not going to get into them.
This is the first time I heard yarn head in all of my rewatches. And
really?
Yes. And I just watched this to do notes, and then I watched it with you, and with you, I heard it for the first time.
I wrote down yarn head as an insult.
Yeah.
Question mark. Because that's my.
That.
Well, there's no reason for us to be yarn heads about it.
No.
But yes, then we get into the car ride home and Mama is saying, "You're not going to call him back now?" Huh. And she's like, "No, first she says I'm going over to Lane's to listen to music. And then she says, we're going to the diner."
What else is there to do? She's naming perfectly reasonable, teenage, boring things to do when you live in a town where the diner is open.
Yeah.
What? She doesn't play video games. They're listening to music. Uncle Luke is there. And so she's going to save it. She's naming completely normal things for her to do with Lane, who can't go more than, 50 yards from her home. And you're like, what about Dean? Shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing about Dean. Who cares about Dean?
Yeah. Let it go. Also, Jess will be at the diner. We all gathered that, right?
Sure.
But you can't listen to music. You can't listen to music at the diner.
Maybe you can. Maybe no one's there. Maybe they're gonna, put headphones to one ear like cutie pies.
Oh yeah, that's cute.
That's adorable.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is sweet. But then
the final scene here.
I called it when Lorelai gets out of the car all forlorn and she looks all mopey. And I was like, oh, Dean is there at the house. Mm-hmm. And sure enough, he's sitting there on the step, just in a puddle of his own filth of emotion. Mm. And he looks up and he goes, she likes Jess, doesn't she? And then roll credits. Boom.
These 5 words, I swear to you. Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Yep.
Your heart just breaks for Dean.
I know. I wrote Dean realization. Yeah.
And we're like, it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter. But you just, and for once, Lorelai just shut up.
Mm-hmm.
It's too late, Lorelai. Now you spoke even louder than before with your silence. You should have just shut up.
Yeah. Right.
Ignore him when he's there and let your daughter deal with it. She's like 5 minutes from being an adult. But yeah, I like this realization from Dean. I like that he just says it. He's like, you know what? I knew it all along. He wakes up to it. Good on you.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't take him that long.
And he names the demon though,
right.
Yeah.
He succumbs. He's like, okay, whether I want to look at it or not, this is what's happening. And good on you. That's hard to do. Grown adults don't do it. So, all right. So what is the name of this episode again? Back in the Saddle again. How? What?
Who? I think it refers to Richard wanting to get back to work.
Right. Yes.
But
I don't know.
That wasn't the most fun part of the episode for me.
No.
I don't care if Richard goes to work or not.
Well, it speaks to the dynamic of what's going on in their house and all of that. So I get it. It is a big part of but the whole title, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just no good title for this one. I liked yours. Yours wins. Still, even after a review. Let's get into some trivia. Season 2, episode 18, Back in the Saddle again. I love looking up this trivia. So, and I'm liking that people are commenting on it too, because it makes me feel like I'm not the only one. Like, is this interesting to just me, or are we out there, folks who watched it a million times? Because I'm still learning new things. This came out April 23rd, 2002. Michelle's mom, does she look familiar to you?
Yes. Was she on a sitcom?
Yes.
She was not on Fresh Prince, was she?
Yes, she was.
She was? I got it?
Yes.
Oh my God. She was the aunt. Was she Aunt Viv? No.
Yes.
She was? Oh my God, I'm good.
The original Aunt Viv.
Yes, because Aunt Viv changed halfway through, right?
Which was very clutch purling. Oh yeah. Clutching, yeah.
Yeah.
So she's the original Viv. The actor's name is Janet Hubert. And she's also I didn't know this about her, is that she created the role of Tantamile in the original Broadway production of Cats. So I might not know who Tantamile is, but I know the original Broadway production of Cats created the role. Have you seen, and this has been a viral video as long as viral videos have been happening. Do you remember the episode where she goes to dance class and these younger women show her, she had to catch up to them, but then she comes back fully in her unitard. Have you not seen the Aunt Viv dance?
No, I don't think so.
Next level, your life just changed. Folks.
All right.
You must see original.
I'm going to go Google that. I'm going to Google Aunt Viv dance and that'll come up. I bet I've seen it. I cannot remember right now.
Oh, legendary. Okay.
All right.
So I guess a lot of dance comes into my feed because I'm into choreography, but like her thing was just lost your mind. Okay.
I love it.
Now, at some point, so when one of the Paris posse is talking about the lip gloss and the LoJack, Paris calls them Pigeon Sisters. Do you know who the Pigeon Sisters are? I didn't.
No. Who are the Pigeon Sisters?
They are iconic neighbors of The Odd Couple.
Oh, I only know the premise of The Odd Couple. I could not say I've seen a single episode of it.
Oh, and I have, and I don't remember sassy anybody except each other. Like I've seen multiple episodes. I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
What an ancient reference. Jeez. And wait, who says that? Paris says that, right?
She's an old.
Because Paris is an old woman. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're so right.
About her own peers as if they're just like these children that she needs to deal with all day. This next one I got in the site womaninrevolt.com, who I love, who I mentioned before when I got trivia, because she has broken down every single episode. So she has this one section in her blog that says sharpest insult or one-liner for every Gilmores episode. And she says, remember when Brad said the line about Paris? She doesn't have a baseball bat in her hand, does she? Do you remember that?
I remember that she said the line, but did she? I don't remember what that's in reference to.
Yeah, so that's the thing. I didn't know it was in reference to anything. I just could picture that she has a bat in her hand, and I thought he was just being funny. Turns out that's a reference from Robert De Niro. He had a baseball bat in his hand, and in the Untouchables, where Al Capone, he's playing Al Capone, beats an employee to death with a baseball bat at a dinner party. So he's just walking around, and he reveals someone who is has like betrayed the family.
Right, he's the rat, and so he beats him to death with a baseball.
So yeah,
bat.
Turns out that was a reference.
Oh, I gotta go see the Untouchables. I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah. Oh, me neither.
Let's go watch it.
It sounds really scary. Just that scene alone, I don't want to watch ever.
Yeah,
that's gross. Now another one is a site that I got this from Gilmore Girls reference blog, and that's actually the name of the blog. They say, on the way into the second Friday night dinner in this episode, Lorelai jokes that Richard gets taller when he gets mad, using the example of when she told him she was pregnant. But in season 1, episode 6, Rory's birthday parties, she told Rory that when she told her parents she was pregnant, it was the only time they ever looked small to me.
Oh.
So I thought that was a
Keep
fun
your
one.
story straight, Lorelai.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's my trivia for this episode.
That's good catch. Good catch.
Yeah.
Nice. So I know we don't have a section for spoilers that I've heard out in the wild, but I have a confession, and that is I heard a major couple of spoilers. I wrote it down. I was watching.
Wait, so before you tell the spoilers, I'm going to ask people to subscribe. And then if you can't with the spoilers, if you've watched it, if this is not your first time, but if you can't, then fast forward a couple of minutes.
Oh, yeah. Skip this part if you don't want the spoilers that I got out in the wild. So this is what I've learned. And I don't ever seek them out. As you know, the whole fun is that I am kept pure. To the point where I don't even read the comments on YouTube or anywhere.
Right.
So
I read them to you in our live streams. And here's the thing. I can't even tell you, I bet that the spoiler is about this because I don't want to ruin it just in case. But I did tell boyfriend what I think your spoiler is about, just so I could see if it matches.
Oh, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
So I watched a movie called Mike and Nick and Alice.
Okay.
It is a really weird movie. Doesn't matter what the movie is, but... And it happens so quickly. One of them, to establish that two characters are on the same wavelength, they go, I can't believe it. Is this about Jess? And I didn't realize that the Jess that they're referring to is a Gilmore Girls reference. Because
so far,
Jess,
I'm correct in my prediction of what they
And
spoiled.
she goes, I can't believe you think that Logan was a better boyfriend than Jess. And that's 2 spoilers. That means that Jess does become her boyfriend, and that there is another future boyfriend named Logan. So in the future, when we're watching and we meet a character named Logan, I already know that this will become her boyfriend. And I am livid.
I mean,
and by the time I found the remote to pause the movie, I ran screaming from the room. My boyfriend had to be like, what? And I was like, I can't hear anything about the Gilmore girls. And
but don't forget that they do references, and that could just be a dream sequence.
Okay.
We don't know what's true and what's not true.
I mean, that's true, but I have a feeling that
we also could have made, a pro-con list of who would be, when maybe we're considering humans, but it doesn't mean that this thing actually happened.
Okay. I'll accept that, but I'm just telling you this movie made it sound like she's going to get a boyfriend named Logan at some point. Okay. So I have a feeling my prediction is that I think because we've seen this car again, this car is going to be a major point of contention when Rory and Dean break up. I think she's going to break up with him and he's going to want the car back. And she's going to go, fine. I think I've said that before, actually.
I believe you've mentioned the car in the breakup in the past.
You can't give someone an item, like such a big ticket item, with no strings attached. Like, I don't know. I feel like, and teenagers have crazy emotions and whatever. So I think the car is going to be a big deal. Now my prediction is based on my spoiler that she does indeed end up with Jess, at least for a time, or she thinks she does. But I don't know. I predict in the long term, Jess leaves town again. And they have to break up that way. So she does end up with Jess, but then he has to go back to wherever he came from, New York or Chicago. There is debate.
It's New York.
It is definitely New York?
Dean came from Chicago. He at least came from New York, at least in the most recent of his past.
Dean did.
No.
Okay, maybe I'm mixing, because they're both from out of town.
Yes, Dean's from Chicago.
Jess is from New York.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then that's why I like Jess better. I don't know what, it's such an obvious choice. I think I again think that the season finale is the Sookie wedding. I'm standing by that because we didn't have a whole lot of movement on Sookie's wedding. And I think they do go through with it, unlike Lorelai, who I said was never getting married. I think that I hope that the Richard and Paris friendship continues. I think that's a hilarious, lovely duo. I think Richard and Paris together can make magical things happen. I think that's going to piss off Rory because, like, it's her arch nemesis and her biggest supporter. Maybe they get married before they start flirting. Maybe Paris kills Emily so she can have Richard all to herself. But yes, I think
you feel like Paris is into these older men.
Yes, I think she is seeking a father figure. Honestly, I think she is craving a adult man guidance that she imagines a father would give to her because her parents are such a mess that we've gathered. So I think she wants a parent more than she's into older men. I think she just wants a grown up to tell her she's doing great, And like Richard, that feels great. And I think Richard is going to be providing that for her. I don't know if we're ever going to see the two of them together in the same scene ever again, but I really like their dynamic and I think they both needed it, And I think that's it. I think Brad joins a gang.
What kind of gang?
The Crips, obviously.
Because they have a better dance.
Yes. Yes. I think he joins the Crips and finds himself. But he's going to be wearing like a blue bandana. It's going to be subtle, but we'll all know.
Okay.
Yeah.
My head has sufficiently exploded.
Okay.
I did to all those who have watched.
I don't think I gave that many new predictions, though, right?
I don't care. I want to cry.
Don't cry. Don't cry.
No, in a good way. Like in a like tears. Wow, what the hell's happening?
Yeah.
And I can only look into the eyes of those who have watched this several times and go, and that's it. And also,
that's it.
Hey, subscribe. Like, all of you are watching this, but not all of you are subscribed. All of you are listening to this, not all subscribed. Come join the party.
Yes.
Hit that button. Hit it.
Join us.
It's real good. See you the next time. Good night.
Good night.